convicted of one of the most notorious crimes in Spokane history. We have new information tonight on this former Spokane deputy turned killer. For the first time since murdering his wife decades ago, he's back in Spokane.
In 1996, Thomas DiBartolo was sentenced to 26 years in prison. He killed his wife, Patty, by shooting her in Spokane's Lincoln Park.
DiBartolo has mainly been serving time in a Rhode Island prison. Over the years, he has appealed his case several times, and he's never admitted to killing his wife.
Last month, DiBartolo was moved to a work release facility in Yakima, and just yesterday afternoon, he was booked into the Spokane County Jail. He was scheduled to face a judge today for a hearing that will define the conditions of his planned February release from prison.
Our Nikki Torres continuing our coverage this evening with what DiBartolo's future looks like.
Thomas DiBartolo walked into a Spokane County courtroom this afternoon in a yellow inmate jumpsuit for a hearing that was supposed to discuss what his life would look like come February next year. However, because he was assigned a public defender so soon, just today, they asked for more time so that they could review his case before the hearing, and he was rescheduled to tomorrow afternoon. Let's take you back to 1998. Look familiar? We're in the Spokane County Courthouse. Those men leading the way for Thomas DiBartolo to his sentence hearing, those were his former colleagues. At the time, DiBartolo was an 18-year veteran with the sheriff's office, serving Spokane County before he started serving time. His wife, Patty, was killed 2 years before this in 1996, when DiBartolo told investigators they were ambushed by robbers, two black men in Lincoln Park. He drove his wife to the hospital, but she had died by the time they arrived. In 1996, 4 News Now reported DiBartolo allegedly killed his wife to get a $100,000 insurance policy because that would be cheaper than a divorce. DiBartolo said this to 4 News Now 3 days after his wife's death.
She was your mom. That's what she was. She was your mom. You can take that to your heart and just know that if you feel about your mom how you do, then she was your mom.
Before a judge sentenced DiBartolo to decades in prison, his sister pleaded for less time.
I cannot convince you that he's not guilty, but at least give him a sentence that will allow him the time to deal with the problems that he needs to deal with, because I believe he does have some problems.
Patty's father was also in court that day.
To shoot my daughter in the back of the head. He has a nerve to shoot himself in the side to cover up the crime. But he doesn't have the guts to stand up and tell his kids he's sorry for what he's done.
As was DiBartolo's son, who was convinced his father killed his mother.
I don't understand how anybody can cause so much pain. It's a pain that just doesn't go away.
DiBartolo has always maintained his innocence.
I did not kill Patty.
To this day, never admitting to murder.
If these shoulders are strong enough to bear the weight of your hatred, then I'll do that.
The judge didn't buy his speech and sentenced him to 26 years behind bars.
Tom DiBartolo is a murderer. Nothing more, nothing less.
Thomas DiBartolo is scheduled to be back in court at 4 tomorrow afternoon. 4 News Now will be there and will provide you updates as details become available. Reporting live in Spokane, I'm Nikki Torres, 4 News Now.